up, everybody, and welcome to Dollar Bets. This is O. I got Z with me as always.
Z's here, minding the track.
We've got a great show for you guys as always.
Yes, always and forever.
Yeah, but before we get to that, I do got to make a public apology.
Public, very public. Up to
Very
29
public.
followers
The
now.
whole world to hear.
Yes.
I misspoke in our last episode. I referred to New York Knicks star Jalen Brunson as Derek Brunson. I almost said it wrong again. I called him Derek Brunson. Not a total stupid, well, yeah, definitely stupid, but for those who don't know, Derek Brunson is actually the name of a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
That's what got me confused. I am a UFC fan.
Is he a good? Is he like have a good record?
He will like to make fun of me for.
It's UFC is like, it's like guys on the ground choking each other out. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, you know, that's cool. That's cool. It's just I like boxing a little better because they're like allow them to stand up and be conscious when they're playing the sport. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. Kick him in the teeth. Why not? You know?
No, you can't kick anybody. Well, yeah, you can.
You can literally kick him in the teeth.
When they're on the ground.
You can have long toenails, and it doesn't matter. Do they clip toenails when they weigh in?
I don't know.
Look it up. You watch the sport. Well, I will straight up watch it if they're
grooming their toenails. Anyway, we're getting off track. I apologize to Jalen Brunson.
You almost did it again.
Brunson.
I think you created a situation where you broke his hand.
But yes, since you brought it up, though, boxing, there was a couple weekends ago, there was the unification bout for the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
Between Tyson Fury and the Ukrainian guy, Usyk.
Oh, Usyk, okay. I was wondering how to pronounce that. I'm glad you've redeemed yourself.
Hell of a fight. Went to decisions, was back and forth, but Usyk is now your undisputed world heavyweight champion.
Nice.
There will be a rematch in October, I think they said. I don't know, sometime later this year.
Nice.
But yes, great fight. Anyway, on to the show. Z, what's our big story tonight?
The big story tonight?
What are we talking about?
I think, so we were both almost kind of like disappointed by how the two series turned out in the semifinals for the West and East. Like I was disappointed for all of them, NBA, except for I wanted the Celtics over the Cavs, but mostly because if the Knicks had beaten the Pacers, that the money line for the series would have been. I could have potentially made more money beating the Celtics versus them beating the Cavs. Game 7, yeah, the Knicks just ran out of bodies, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
they just, the Pacers showed up. Their offense was strong enough to get the job done ultimately, but like they weren't playing with a full deck. I'm not talking about Randall. I actually think weirdly they're in a better position maybe without him just because of the way lineup mechanics kind of work and defense, a defensive-oriented team.
I feel personally insulted by that just because I'm a massive Julius Randle fan.
No, he's really good, dude. Like, I just think, like, in the short run, they gelled better with this incarnation of the Knicks. But the problem was you're missing that post/wing threat. You're not. Your ceiling is a little lower. I just think that they seemed more cohesive. But I wasn't there on Yes TV or wherever you can watch all the regular season Knicks games. Just like just grinding him out, when he was playing. So maybe I'm mistaken. But I do think Randall's a better fit for a different squad. I think he will get traded.
The Knicks had an entire line out. They had 5.
Yeah. It was a line change.
Out by the end of that series.
Yeah, basically. They were going to call up all their Villanova greats of the past, like Kerry Kittles. Kerry Kittles, come on down!
Patrick Ewing was going to come out of retirement, I heard.
Yeah. John Starks could have still shot 3 for 18.
Who's the guy who said he's never coming back to Memphis? Was it Oakley?
Oakley, yeah,
Charles Oakley was.
He's gonna play the John Cena music. He's gonna come in like rolling down the thing. Willis Reed.
Desperate for
was Willis Reed alive? Oh crap! I should have researched that before I made that joke. I don't think he is. It's like, dun, 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 here he comes again!
Yeah, but bottom line, it turned into a yawner of an Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, that was an easy pick, like, for sure. We didn't. That's if you're wondering why we weren't like, why there wasn't an episode devoted to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's like, I mean, I'd rather watch C-SPAN than that 4-0 Eastern Final series featuring a injured Halliburton and like, no, Celtics haven't been tested properly because they didn't have to face Butler. I mean, look what happened last year. They lost to Butler and some guys. Like, that's what the Heat were.
But let's also talk about this a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like, Boston, while they swept,
Yeah.
they certainly did not look dominant in any of those 4 games. Like, 2 of them were late come from behinds, games 1 and 3. Game 1 had to go to overtime when they had a light shot.
That's right.
It.
Yeah. Jaylen Brown, right?
Game 3 was a come from, like, Boston was maybe just not trying.
I just think they're not. I don't think they have a killer instinct because they lack. I think they lack an efficiency when things kind of get tuned out a little bit, tuned down. They have the highest ceiling in the tournament, if you will, at least of the teams that are left. But they also have a floor that's way below where it should be, and I think that's on the coaching. I mean, they picked someone that was already there in the organization. And
this is his first year as their coach,
second
year.
Second year. I'm not gonna say he's in over his head or anything. I just think sometimes it's just like maybe it's not a fit. And when you have a team that's, I would compare this to football where like you have a quarterback that's, on a rookie contract. That's a great second, third, fourth year of that is a great time to win a Super Bowl, right? Just is because you have a mature. Theoretically, if your organization had played its cards right, like they have a mature like defensive line, offensive line, and then some skill players, and then you have a cheap quarterback who's really playing above his contract. And then so in basketball, like they have like for the Celtics, they have this great lineup, and I think they're underspec at coach, and I think he would have fit. Cutting his teeth in on a team like the Charlotte or something. I mean, well, that's where coaches go to die, but maybe another team that's got some young talent, and just needs to gel with a coach on the rise, and then they replace them when they're ready, kind of thing. He seems like one of those coaches that was ready to take a younger team and then get replaced and bounce around to the next younger team, et cetera, et cetera. So he's like Al Horford's like 7 years older than that guy, like. It's like I just don't think he's gonna get it done. But I might be just like drilling a hole and keep on drilling it and like hammering this point across until I'm utterly wrong and lose money. I'm ready, but I'm ready to be hurt again. I am ready to dive in if Dallas does indeed take down Minnesota or finish them off, and I'll take Dallas for the series. But I'm debating like amount because. The Knicks in Denver, tripped me up a bit. Put a little dent in my UConn glory, but like, I would do it again. Like the math was correct, Like you have a defending champ playing against an inexperienced team with a backup coach. The coach of your team is coaching from the third fucking row, so it's like this other guy staying with Mr. Weekend at Bernie's or Weekend at Mr. Finch's or something. It's like it's weird. It's weird. It's like I'm so confused. Oh, please tell me why he's coaching from the third row. Are they worried that the players are going to run into him again?
Yeah, he can't really react and get out of the way if something's coming.
Can he sit in a wheelchair and actually see what's going on in the game?
He can see. I'm sure they have gotten all the architects together and manipulated something to give him ample vantage points.
Architects.
I'm sure that is not an issue.
The
thought about that before the fucking game started.
I know, it's just you watch it and they're losing and you're like, what is he doing there? Like, is he involved? Like, is this guy? And then you're like, when they're winning, you're like, whoa, is this other guy a good coach? Are any of these guys good coaches? Like Malone, for example. Like, they completely choked that game away. Like a 20-point lead. I don't care if you have 5 Anthony Edwards out there. Like, you should not blow a 20-point lead in a Game 7 at home when you have Jokic. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think? You should sit him a couple minutes here and there around timeouts so we can get some goddamn rest? Because he looked terrible. You made the MVP look terrible. That was all coaching. And it's funny, there's a link to what I'm about to say, and it's Christian Brown. He was on Kansas, as you know, and they were down 15 at halftime in the championship game that year, 2022. And he actually helped lead a comeback because of their defense, because the UNC players, they got kind of like soft or tired at the end of the half, and you could see this sliver of momentum. And you have an inexperienced head coach in Davis, and what did he do? He didn't sub those guys, keep them hungry, and they bring him in. He let them experience kind of giving that lead, slowly bleeding that lead. It was like 17, 18, and then became 15. And sometimes that's enough. You're just a sliver of hope for a team that's predicated on defensive rebound anyways. And North Carolina was like ran out of heater magic or something. And it's like the same, it just pisses me off so much that I bet on that team. What's that?
Great championship.
That was a great championship. Great Final Four. I mean, the Villanova-Kansas game was okay, but like the UNC Duke, oh God, what a game! What a game!
The last Krzyzewski.
Oh, the final Krzyzewski. We really wanted MSU to be the one that ended the Krzyzewskiville forever, but it's more of the same. But how did you watch all that Game 7, and like, do you have any theories on why they urinated that lead away?
Well, I don't want to put all the blame on Denver. I think Minnesota deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly once they scraped back in it, they certainly made their own luck. So it's like even that Gobert shot that was just silly. It was a silly circus shot, especially for a guy like that. That's not really known as a shooter, and it's just like, fade away. Oh yeah, that's in. Of course that's in. God damn it.
Yeah. But, I mean, one shot didn't.
No, but it's like it was a microcosm of like you earn your own luck in this
great,
world,
especially against Jokic, like Towns, Gobert,
yeah.
Naz Reid. I don't know for sure, but I really hope he's in a contract year, because that dude is making some money in these playoffs.
He's not. He's under contract.
What?
I'm pretty sure he's under contract.
Okay. Well, too bad for him.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because he has been looking awesome in these playoffs. And
didn't he have 7 threes in one of the games, or 6 threes?
Everybody just stepped up their game in
Yes.
the second half, and they just played the best 24 minutes probably of their season.
Probably, yeah. I mean, because even if it was a team that was struggling, it's still a team that won the title and got back to where close to knocking on the door again, and had the MVP. And the best when he's on, best player in the world, because he can shoot over anyone. He can sort of step back in this awkward one-footed like monstrosity kind of a way, and it's like, and he's an excellent. He might be the best passer in the league. He might be the best passer since Magic. It's like insane. It's insane what this guy does. And his angles, but here my gripe was this: if you don't have a backup center, that's you have to go with like what you got. You can't just not play anyone out there for like 45 seconds, like around a timeout.
Don't they have like DeAndre Jordan or something?
Yeah, but he's washed. He's probably washed. I don't know the guy personally. Maybe he's amazing still. He's probably a great guy. But I mean, as far as like playing 5 minutes in the playoffs, probably if he was ready, they would have probably played him, I would think. But I just Jokic was out there dribbling on the perimeter, getting like swarmed and stuff. It's like, okay, well, why aren't you posting him? He can take a breather for 10 to 15 seconds on possession while y'all dribble around. Then you get it to him at high post, mid post, and he can make the pass, and then they make the next pass for a cut, and it's like, suddenly you're elongating these possessions when you're up like goddamn 20 points in the third quarter. Like maybe you should have longer possessions when you're winning by that much. You're still putting the pressure on them, but like you're not settling for like threes with 1-2 seconds on the shot clock or like bad shots that lead to runouts. But like you can run offense and you run decoy offense, and then you get them in positions where they're actually going to really assert the strengths of the team, which is like the pick and roll in the fourth quarter between Murray and Jokic. Murray seemed kind of off that fourth quarter too, but Jokic just looked tired, and it's like is that really do you think that's on the player, especially when it's somebody that's that big and has played that hard for that long, and has that much that's like basically required of him in their system, that a system that he created with his unicorn abilities himself? It wasn't necessarily coach created. So it's like, do you think it's his fault, or do you think it's the coach's fault?
I'm gonna go with his fault.
With Jokic's fault?
Yeah, I'm not gonna put that on the coach. But
what about the communication
that's
between?
Kind of just my general take. Like, it's the players are the ones out on the court. Like they're not new to basketball.
No, that's true.
Like, they've been doing this their whole lives. They get paid absurd amounts of money. They know what to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
they also don't necessarily, like, a player that caliber isn't going to be like, hey, I need a minute, you know? And that's problematic because, like, you know, it's Kobe and Jordan, guys like that were even more competitive than Jokic seems to be. It's like they were smaller guys. They weren't small by any means, but they were smaller and more fit looking anyways, and just like hyper aggressively competitive. And they would certainly would never like take me out of the game, because they fundamentally believe they were the reason why your team was in contention, right? But like if you're gasping for air, or I mean, especially in the Mile High City, right? Like you gotta. It's just around. It's just there's nuances. It's around the timeouts, right? Like 30 seconds here and there around the timeouts, or like have somebody take a foul or something. Just like give the guy a breather so he can dominate when it's time to fucking dominate. I mean, when you're up by 20, it shouldn't have come down to that. So like that again, I'm not blaming it necessarily. Just like Dallas, Detroit, yeah, right. Denver completely pissed it. I think it was taken from them, but also the reason why they couldn't survive a couple of like runs or just like bad shooting spells was because they didn't have their best foot forward at the end of the game, and I think that's on the combination of the coach and the player. We'll tread the middle lines to the hard line on either side on that, where it's like communication between coach and player. It's like, hey, how come be in that huddle? Like, you good? You need a minute? Like, really, tell us. Like, we got a game plan. His name is Christian Braun. Like, put Braun at center, or put in Watson or something. He's like that young guy that had some blocked shots. It's like, yeah, he might not be ready to play 20 minutes, but like, come on, like, what are you doing? What are they doing? It made me feel like better about New York, because at least they had, I mean, they lost money, but at least they had, you know, all those injuries. And it's like, well, yeah, obviously if not Derek breaks his hand on top of all those other injuries, it's like, okay, that's the straw that broke the camel's wrist, I guess. You know, like, it was too much. It's too much. What do you
camels don't have wrists.
Camels don't have wrists. What do you think of this Dallas Mavericks situation? Hold on.
Yeah. Before we get to that.
Yes, sir.
We've got some accounting to do.
Oh, damn it. I wasn't trying to sneak away.
Some accounting to do. So, Z, I need you to break out your phone.
I have it ready. It's on. Do you need it in $1 installments or all at once?
Hold on. You got your Venmo open?
I do.
I need your Venmo to do a little warm-up, do some stretching, because your Venmo's about to get a workout. I don't want it to hurt itself.
Oh, my gosh. Really? It's feeling, Venmo's feeling like late 80s prom night. It's getting worked.
I'm going off on this one, because this is an unprecedented losing streak for you. All right, let's go. Number 1, Game 7 of that Denver-Minnesota series.
Ugh.
We had a bet on Jokic getting a triple-double. Z said he would. I said he would not. Did he get a triple-double, Z?
He did not because he was gassed.
Pay me $1.
Dollar, no triple-double. What should I say on this one? Let's see. Make double.
Well, you're thinking of something clever. The next bet that we had was just straight up on Game 7 of that series. Z had Denver. O had Minnesota. Z, who won that game?
Minnesota.
Minnesota! Give me another $1!
Oh, Wolves be howling. Howling Wolves.
Then our third bet, we talked a little bit of hockey at the end of that last episode. There was a Game 7 of the Edmonton-Vancouver series, the All-Canada series, and we just made a bet if Connor McDavid, hockey player extraordinaire, would get a goal in that game. Z said he would, O said he would not, and he did not. So, Z, I'm going to need another $1 from you.
You need another $1. This one says props are poop. There we go. Prop bets are poop. It's funny because it's like, this is why you don't take prop bets. First off, I expected to lose both of these, so it's gladly handing it over. But I mean, the McDavid one, I was probably like, is he due? No, he's not.
He was due. I actually thought he was going to score. I wanted him to score because I think him scoring is good for Edmonton, and I'm all aboard the Edmonton experience.
Fuck
right
yeah,
now.
man! I had Oilers and Rangers before the playoffs. I didn't want to like hemorrhage money entirely, so I only bet on the hoopaloops, and that was a McSteak. Oh, Derek Brunson. McSteak. So you got all the exchange of goods.
I got my 3 $1 deposits
Woohoo!
into my Venmo.
And my thing says 0. You balanced me out.
Listeners, we still have 1 bet outstanding.
Yes.
Also hockey related. We were predicting the finals of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Z has
Rangers, Oilers.
Edmonton going. I've got Florida and Edmonton. Basically means if Dallas can beat Edmonton in this series in the West Finals, neither of us win. Otherwise, if Edmonton wins, then whoever wins the East will determine the winner of that bet.
We got a free space. The money goes on the Monopoly free space. Yeah. So we were talking about Game 5 of Rangers hosting the Florida Panthers, the bad boys of hockey. What do you think?
Game 5, pivotal in a 2-2 series.
Yes.
When is that game? Is that tomorrow night?
I believe it is tomorrow, because I think hockey is going every other day.
It is tomorrow night,
Woo-hoo.
8 p.m.
Do it.
I mean...
Do it.
Listen, it's just a matter of... I have no thoughts. Like, there's been no momentum, no flow to this series.
It's all overtime games except for one of them, right?
I mean, how many? I think 3 of the games have been
think,
overtime.
yeah, either 2 or 3.
2.
Yeah.
So incredibly even matched. You know, if I'm making a $1 bet, it's simply because I want one team and there's no thought process going into
Oh, I'm doing entirely based on wants. 100%. No knowledge.
But you know what? I feel like I've got $3 from Z. I've got a little bit of house money to spend right now.
Heater momentum. Do it.
So, do you... Sorry, I'm just watching my Edmonton Oilers.
Is it 4-2 still?
4-2. It was so close to being 5-2, though, a second ago.
You know, there's a lot of Panthers in Florida, right?
Looking strong to tie this series up at 2-2.
Ooh, baby. Canada.
Yeah.
Gotta lose the Rangers.
Actually, I need to... So something weird happened in this game.
Yes.
At the beginning of the game, before the game started, national anthems. The cameraman is like panning through the crowd as the guy on the loudspeaker is introducing, and all of a sudden he just stops on some dude in the crowd, dude is sitting in the crowd, has a microphone, and he sings the two national anthems. I've never seen that before.
Wait, was it like the fan, whoever wins the contest gets to sing?
I don't know. I don't know if they introduced him. They said his name. They had his name on the screen. But he was just some dude in the stands, like...
Was he, like, hobbled or something?
What's that?
Was he, like, hobbled so he couldn't go down the ice? Wait, was it like the Zamboni driver in Happy Gilmore?
He wasn't sitting in, like, the ADA seating.
The Zamboni driver, man.
It's not, I guess it would be the CDA.
Happy Gilmore guy when he's, like, singing Endless Love or... endless love.
But anyway, I just thought it was weird that somebody in the stands got to sing the national anthem.
Oh, hot take. Better anthem, Star Spangled Banner or O Canada?
Oh, that's easy. Oh, Canada.
Yes. I think ours is top 10 in the world.
I am a red-blooded, patriotic American.
Right, but it's a song. It's a song. It's not...
Our national anthem is weak.
It sucks.
Our national anthem is not a good one.
Dude, Lee Greenwood's song is better, and God Bless America is better.
What was the first one you said?
Lee Greenwood's, his one. What is that one?
I don't know who Lee Greenwood is.
Lee Greenwood, the guy with the sweater.
Anyway,
He's
in
like...
terms of national anthems, Canada is better. I even like England's God Save the Queen, or now God Save the King.
Hot take, the Soviet anthem was the GOAT anthem. It is. It's so good. You're just like, oh, okay. That is what passionate music sounds like. Okay, cool. And then, oh, Canada, you're like, yeah.
Go check out the Russian national
Everyone's going to be in a hurry to download that right now.
Yeah.
No, but it's objectively, like, as a piece of music, you're like, okay, this could be in a Rocky movie. This is dope.
So
it should have been in a Rocky
just
movie.
the music, or obviously you can't understand it because it's not in...
I've translated it before. I mean, I've read I think I've read the words. It didn't, like, it's just the music piece itself is just, like, really good. I mean, our lyrics are good, but it's, oh, God Bless the USA, not God Bless America. God Bless the USA is the Lee Greenwood one. It's like, God bless the USA, and I proudly stand up.
Yeah, but you don't hear that at sporting events.
Yeah, you sometimes do.
Do you? I mean, I know like the Super Bowl gives us...
It's only in the playoffs, so as a Detroit person, you haven't heard that much.
What's that?
It's only into playoff games. So, like, as a Detroiter, you haven't heard it a lot recently, besides, the Lions are probably bringing it back.
Yeah, I heard it a couple times last year, and I'll hear it some more this year.
I think they'll make the playoffs.
Lions, baby.
I think they'll definitely I think they'll make the playoffs again. I think they'll probably win the division.
You mean Super Bowl? Then yeah.
They could. They definitely could. I think NFC's wide open. I mean, they were close last time with, like, less of a history behind them. Now they have more of a history, and it's like, you roll the ball out there, let's go. Like, you can do, or throw it out there, whatever. Don't roll it, but you roll it out there. It's an oblong shaped pig thing, so it's just gonna like flop around. It's great.
Yeah. All right. Should we cement this one? Are we betting on Game 5?
Yes, Rangers. I got the Rangers, and you got.
You want the Rangers?
Yeah, you got the Floridas.
Game 5.
Florida Panthers. I used to love all the expansion teams when I was like 10.
All right, do we have anything else to bet on?
Yeah, we could potentially. Do you think Dallas wins in 5, 6, 7, or Minnesota pulls it off? See if there's anything to be.
So, first of all, I fully expected Dallas to complete the sweep yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I thought Minnesota was just going to roll over. I thought that they were just looking a little lifeless in Game 3. I thought it was over.
Well, their coach is like a Mr. Weekend at Bernie's coach, so he's not actually their coach.
So, but I have basically been betting against Dallas these entire playoffs.
Yeah. You gonna reverse it?
Like, I kind of want to just say Dallas is going to end it in Game 5.
I'll take Minnesota.
I don't feel strongly about it.
I'll take Minnesota just to satisfy my addiction.
So I'll take Dallas. You'll take the home teams.
I'll take the home teams, baby.
You're forcing a game 6.
Yeah,
we're just betting on game 5.
Just bet on game 5. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I still think Dallas will win the series and probably in 6, but
So Dallas, you're predicting Dallas will win.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go because
It's not going 7.
No, I don't think so because there's only been I think 3 or 4 series ever in NBA history that started off 3-0 and went to 7 games, and one was last year with Boston and Miami when Miami finally decided to win again. They just toyed with them, the little toys that the Celtics are, little toys. So you and I both probably watched just kind of like just the ends of some of these this series of Wolves and Mavs, right? So you kind of knew what was going on in the end of that game last night.
Yep.
So did you see the late clock pick and roll with like 40 seconds left where Edwards hit that jumper from the elbow?
Right.
Yeah. I was like, but Dallas was like, it's like I suddenly remember that Jason Kidd is just kind of all right, because how are you allowing that someone to cover Gobert out on a pick and roll with 3 to 5 seconds left on the shot clock when he's out like on the arc, like the top of the key, like what is he gonna roll that hard?
Again, like it's not always the coaching. Like this wasn't coming out of a timeout where Kidd was saying cover Gobert. Like these guys have been playing basketball. They know, they've studied the film on their opponents. They've been playing them the last few games. They know what to do. Stop.
I don't think so. I think you're giving Kidd too much credit.
Coaches.
I think you're giving Kidd too much credit there. I really because
I'm not giving them the credit. I'm saying, Kidd. Yeah, I thought you were saying like the kid, the player.
No, I mean, like first of all, like it's just basic binary. Is your name Anthony Edwards or not? Okay, yes. All right, I'm gonna guard you, and I'm gonna shade at least one guy closer to him. And then the secondary thing is like, are you Gobert? Yes. Oh wait, can you shoot from outside of 5 feet? No. Okay, so you make Edwards.
Just talked earlier in the show that yes, you can.
No, that was a fluky shot. You make Edwards give the ball up with 2 seconds on the shot clock. He's not going to do that. He's just not going to do that. They're not, and everyone else seemed to be, from what I noticed, covered to an extent where it was just like Edwards was going to shoot that ball, so you just swarm him, and someone underneath the basket can help block Gobert or go for the steal. Like, you're in a situation, you're down 3, you can't let Edwards get to the free throw line. You can't let Edwards get a clean jumper off. He got a clean-ass jumper. Clean as fuck. That thing was, like, clean. Like, that was, like, clean bong for, like, the start of your college experience. Kind of clean. Like, hey, man, I got 4 years to dirty this thing up. I'm going to start with a new bong. Like, like, it was, like, so clean. If you see that shot again, you're like, wow, how is there only one guy there? It was, and that's the reason I took Minnesota. Minnesota for Game 5, because I'm like, you know what? I think they might have, in these clutch situations, I think they might have got over the hump a little bit, and I'm probably gonna be wrong. You're gonna get $1. You're gonna get that $1, and you're gonna spend it on crazy shit.
Oh yeah.
So
spend it all in one place. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. What else you got?
That's it. We've covered hockey. We've covered basketball. You don't want to talk about the French Open with me.
Oh, the French Open. It's in France?
Let me fact check you real quick. Yes.
It could be like one of their former territories, like Cambodia or something.
Could be in French Guiana.
French Guiana. The Cambodian Open. Let's go. I'm gonna take what's his face? Nadal. Is he playing still?
You want to take Nadal?
Is he French?
No, he's from Spain.
Oh, that's
You wanna
right.
take Nadal?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Final answer?
No, he's probably retired.
No, but he got knocked out in the first round.
Oh, I didn't know it already started.
Yeah, it started on Sunday. I did watch. He played the Russian Alexander Zverev, who's the 4th seed.
His name is actually the Russian.
Yeah, the Russian.
Do you play tennis or
National
pickleball?
anthems in tennis. But yeah, Nadal actually gave him a hell of a match.
Yeah.
You know?
Has he faded by now because he's like 45?
He's 37, but he's been dealing with injuries for the last 2 years.
Oh, that sucks.
We didn't even know if he was going to get to play in these French Opens.
Well, he kind of did. He played one round.
Before the match, and he said after the match he doesn't know if this will be his last one, but it definitely felt like the last one.
Yeah, I mean, part of why I took Nadal was I couldn't remember the other guy's name, Djokovic or something.
For the fans' sake, like, you want to know, especially in tennis.
Yeah.
Like, tennis is such an individual sport. Like,
yeah.
Just
did you play it when you were younger?
You know that somebody who's on the Rushmore of that sport is.
Yeah, he's definitely on the Rushmore of that
absolutely
sport.
Their last match.
I would say that like because of the nature of the training now and everything that I mean they're hitting faster than they ever used to. I mean, it's a tough. We have to get on that another time. Like like some of the sports that have just that people have leveled up, and is it because of our natural progression as athletes, as societies, or is it like the equipment, or is it just the money involved that people start earlier because it's like, oh, I can get that bag when I'm like 14, or is it a mix of things? It's probably a mix of things, man.
Yeah, it's all of the above.
Oh, we're gonna gamble so hard on the Olympics, so hard. When does that start?
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
I can't stand the Olympics.
You don't have to watch it. You just look it up later. It's more fun that way.
What is it? Is it the Summer Olympics coming up?
Well, winter's not coming up here on the Northern Hemisphere. But yes, the Summer Olympics is coming up.
We're going to bet on the long jump?
No, not track and field, man. That sucks.
The marathon?
No, like, the Olympic basketball, the...
Oh, okay, fine. I'll take the U.S. You can have the field. I'll even give you odds.
There's no way they lose this time, right? They have everybody. They have so many players.
They announced the men's roster?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to discuss that on the next episode of Dollar Bets.
Oh, what do you have any special memories from like the Dream Team before we go?
Yeah.
What was that?
Chuck Daly was the coach.
Chuck Daly. Mine was like, so this is hilarious. This is how I knew about, this is my limited understanding of geopolitics. We were, I was 10, you were like 12, right?
What year was this, 92?
92, yeah. Dream Team. So I was like freshly 10. I was freshly 10. And I watched the first half with my brother. We went outside and I was like, yo, we're up by 50. Angola sucks. And it was like, just like them just clowning Angola. And now, if you fast forward like maybe another 20 years, 20, maybe more, it could, there's a world that exists where a team like Angola or another African team would just like upsets the United States or wins the whole thing. Because it's just a matter of exposure. There's great athletes all over the world. And I mean, Jamaica had a bobsled team, It's all about opportunity. And we'll bet on anything.
That's going to be another topic for the next
we'll bet on anything. So we go Angola. Okay, bye.